my Kel Javon, aka Honey, aka Soul Eater, and today I'm going to be filming just a chit chat get ready with me. I gotta go get an x-ray today and do some yard work and some fun shit in the house. So yeah, I'm just gonna be getting ready, and stay tuned to hear me talk shit, to give you a little update on my life, to kind of introduce you to me, and yeah, so stay tuned. I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Alright, so right now I just put on some chapstick, a little lip plumper. I swear it doesn't actually do anything, but I do it anyway because it's fun. But yeah, right now I'm just gonna prep my skin for my makeup. I already did my moisturizer and everything. Right now I'm just about to do a little primer. The YouTuber shit. But yeah, so that's just by Maybelline Master Prime. I just like to put it on like in my cheek / under eye area, and then just kind of spread it amongst the other parts of my face. I really need to tweeze my chin soon. I feel like this works really well for like getting in these little spots where I have like the acne scars and stuff like that, and it just makes my skin look a little bit more flawless. And it actually holds the makeup better, I noticed. Like one day I went out without it and I noticed that I got a little bit just a little bit more shiny. I had like a sheen that I wasn't really liking, so this was a crucial part to my routine. So then next I go in with the Bear With Me by NYX. This is like kind of like an all-around sort of thing. Setting spray, primer, whatever, fixer, refresh. And it says all this on the bottom, so I'm just repeating it. But I spray this before I do my makeup. I also spray it on my brushes while I'm doing my makeup. So this is a new thing that I've been adding. I just pat that in. Alright, so first question. I got a few questions from my homie. I'm gonna answer those first to start, and then I'll just wait and see if any come in while I'm doing this. So I use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer for just my base, really, because I don't use any foundation, so I just use concealer. So we're just gonna get straight into it. So the first question he asked me is, when did you start your spiritual journey? So that is a fucking loaded question. But yeah, I started my spiritual journey, I would say honestly back in 2015. I wasn't like super invested in it, but I was definitely being exposed to kind of like all the ins and outs in spirituality, or all the tools of spirituality is a better way to say that. But yeah, in 2015 I started, that's when I like kind of started hanging out more just with a huge group of people. I would like go to the park every day. I would go to RIT every day. If you're from Philly, you know RIT. I would go to RIT every day and just like hang out, smoke, do a lot of drugs, drink, whatever, just kind of get fucked up all day long. At that time I did have a job but it was only part-time, so I had a lot of time to just kind of do what I wanted, and I was still living at home, and I was only 19, I believe. So yeah, this is kind of when I just started like branching out completely, because I had just graduated. Well, I graduated high school 2 years prior, and in those 2 years I was just kind of working, figuring shit out. Me and my best friend Raj at the time, we were hanging out at a lot of like temple parties and shit like that, and just whatever. I don't really know how we even like started going over it. I just remember one day we just like went there, and then it just kind of fell into place like that. But yeah, at that time I met a lot of cool people who were on their own spiritual journeys and just kind of like figuring out their path and stuff like that. And that's when I was introduced to crystals and like tarot and stuff like that, and I started getting a lot more into astrology. I remember I was meeting a lot of like same sign ladies at that time. Not very many boys actually, but yeah, I'm a Virgo, so I was meeting a lot of Virgos at that time, and just like really spending a lot of time with like some awesome ladies and just some like really cool eclectic people, for lack of a better word. I feel like that's some fucking I don't know, I hear that word a lot from like my aunts and like my mom and stuff like that. So that word just reminds me of kind of like older people. But yeah, so yeah, I met a lot of sick people at that time, and I was introduced to a lot of like spiritual tools. I definitely started seeing a lot of synchronicities and stuff like that, or just realizing a lot of synchronicities. I got introduced to angel numbers as well, and I just remember like being in a flow, and a lot of things were falling into my lap, as well as a lot of things kind of going awry, because despite like having had such a fucking awesome like year or two, like just hanging out and just like kind of getting fucked up and just doing whatever, I also wasn't making the best decisions as far as like how I treated my body, the type of people I let into my space, the type of spaces that I was going into, just a lot. I was just having a lot of crazy experiences, definitely sexually, but also with like the drugs and the alcohol and stuff like that. I would black out a lot because I would mix a lot of different substances at the time, and I kind of want to go into that at some point, but definitely not in this video because it will be a whole fucking story. Look, this is why I need to tweeze my chin, because I see a chin hair popping out. Look, you see that? Right there. Ow. I hate tweezing. Within like all of that space and time, that is kind of like when my spiritual journey began. But it wasn't until I would say like 2017, 2018, I kind of started going full force into like the self-discovery and just kind of realigning to what was best for me at the time. And it took me about 2 to 3 years to kind of get into like a flow and stuff like that. because in those years between 2015 and 2017-18, I had went to college. I went to a 2-year college, and in those years I was just kind of like fooling around, whatever. I don't really want to get into that. But yeah, so it wasn't until like 2017 when I had graduated college, but not technically graduated college, because even though I walked across the stage and they handed me like the fake diploma or the folder that, not the diploma, the degree, the folder that the degree comes in when I walked across the stage, it didn't actually mean anything because they still had to send my degree in the mail. So as all of my friends are getting their degrees in the mail, I knew in my heart, like intuitively, that I wasn't getting mine. And I didn't get mine because in college I just kind of like would skip class, go to sleep, do whatever I fucking wanted, kind of like same high school shit. So yeah, I wasn't really doing what I needed to do while I was in school. And although I was receiving a lot of accolades as far as like in my major and stuff like that, I wasn't really performing the best in my other prerequisites. So yeah, with that being said, that kind of like took a toll on me. And it took a huge toll on me because I was being rewarded for graduating and, you know, like accomplishing this big milestone. And in my heart, I knew that it wasn't really true. My family even treated me to go to Thailand that upcoming December, I believe, after I had graduated. And that's fucking huge. It was like my graduation trip. I even had a graduation dinner. I had like a barbecue and shit like that, or at a barbecue place. And bitch, I didn't even fucking graduate technically. So yeah, that just kind of hit me. And while I was in Thailand, I got the email that I wasn't actually able to graduate and that I needed to come back and complete my credits so that I could graduate. Thankfully, it was only one semester that I had to go back to school and finish, so that was a blessing for sure. So yeah, after I got that email while I was in Thailand, I was like, oh shit, okay, I have a decision to make. Like, I can either you know, wait like another year, or, you know, maybe do it somewhere else or whatever. Because it's like, it's also like the embarrassment of having to go back to school and all your friends have graduated and you're like the only one back here, back in the same space that you were in for 2 years because you didn't do what the fuck you were supposed to do. So yeah, that took a toll on my mental health, I would say, for sure. But I kind of just like, I decided that I was just gonna go straight away. And it was crazy how it worked out, because I was in Thailand, and like, I was in Thailand for Christmas of that year, and then I think I got back either like the 8th or the 9th or something like that. And the next semester for school, after like winter break had stopped, started I think on like, it was literally like 2 days in between. So either started like the 9th or the 10th or something like that. So I literally got back from Thailand and packed up my shit to go to school for 3-4 months. Ooh, excuse me. Oh my god. I packed up. Help me. Ooh, my eyelashes are getting long, baby. Okay, girl. But yeah, in that day or two, I packed up to go to school for fucking 3 or 4 months. And when I got back from Thailand, our whole house was frozen. And at that time I had a turtle. And my turtle, I guess, went into like a forced hibernation and literally didn't come out of its shell for like months. And then once it came out of its shell, it was like a month later, and then my turtle died. So yeah, just a lot was fucking happening at that time. Yeah, so literally went back to school like a day later after I had just got back from Thailand and had like the most beautiful fucking time of my life. And just like went full force with the education shit, because I said to myself, you know, if I'm being destined to come back here and I have this opportunity and it fell into place so easily, then I'm not fucking it up. And I don't want to be back in that school again. Thankfully, when I went back, obviously I still knew a lot of people there. I still had a good rapport with my professors and stuff like that. But I also had 2 friends that I spent a lot of time with in like prior years that were still attending the school and were in the same program as me. So it was like a beautiful orchestration, how that kind of happened for me, and I'm really grateful. But yeah, so long story short, that is when I was journaling a lot, doing a lot of shadow work, kind of questioning like where I went wrong, kind of just reevaluating, you know, myself, my decisions in my life, and how I wanted to move forward. So yeah, in that I kind of went into this space where it was like all or nothing. So I was really like serious about my routines. I was studying, you know, doing flashcards and shit like that. Alright guys. Alright. Ooh, ciao. Ooh, ciao. So basically, what I was saying when I was rudely interrupted. I don't know why I'm saying it to y'all. I'm looking at the camera though, so I'm saying it to the camera. Yeah, so basically, like once I went back to school for that semester, I really like buckled down and was like super diligent with my routines, my rituals. And I was just making sure that I was doing exactly what I needed to do. I was meditating every day, getting up early to meditate, getting up early to stretch. And at that point I wasn't vegan, but I was like kind of more on a cleaner eating journey. So that's kind of hard to do when you're in college, by the way, and you have 2 places to eat actually, which is just a cafe, and all they sell is like wraps and sandwiches, and then like a cafeteria where pretty much is just like whatever they make for that day, and then they have like a salad bar and like a cereal bar and shit. So I was eating like pretty clean and minimally, and that was also accelerating like my spiritual growth and like aiding in my journey and trying to like figure out exactly the person that I wanted to be and how not to end up in a situation like this again, pretty much. So that was like really when I would say my spiritual journey began, like back when I had to go to college, or go back to college. It really just kind of like whipped me into shape and reset everything. For those 5 months, I was in that bitch. My life kind of was like at a halt. But it was good because it like made me really realize, like, you know, now that I'm an adult, I have to take accountability for my actions. So, you know, if I'm not doing what the fuck I'm supposed to do, I'm not going to get the results that I want to get. Yeah, it forced me to go into a spiritual awakening. I'll leave it at that, actually. Yeah, so that's when my spiritual journey started. And obviously, I'm still on this journey. I'll be on this journey for the rest of my life because I am a spiritual being. In this beautiful vessel that I get to adorn and play with. And I love fucking doing that. Like, this is literally fun for me. So yeah, I went with a really simple makeup look today. I just got some. My lash wasn't working out, so I'm not going to zoom in on that. But, baby, get into the face. She's a stunning girl. So, the next question is, what inspires you? Truly, I find my inspiration, like, you know, the generic things. Like, yeah, I look on Instagram. I see, like, I follow a lot of art accounts and just a lot of, like, really innovative creatives and a lot of people that, like, align with the person that I want to be and the person that I'm becoming. And that inspires me, of course. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos of just like, I watch a lot of different shit. But like my main content that I watch is like stripper vlogs, sustainability videos, a lot of like van conversions, truck conversions, stuff like that. Just a lot of like people who are living in like on islands and like surfing and doing and hiking. Also watch like a lot of fitness videos like CrossFit and vlogs like that and shit. And that definitely inspires me because it pushes me to strive for, you know, my ideal like dream life. But where I find like my inspiration to create and my inspiration to create my inspiration to create and stuff like, yo, did y'all just fucking see that? Disrespectful. Yeah, I just recently got over a fly infestation, so welcome to my world. And now like there's occasional flies that come in here, but they're literally still falling out the sky dying because I'm not fucking playing around. That was my fault though, because I left like the compost bucket like right outside the front door, and I leave my door open for Star, my dog, so she can like just run in the backyard whenever she wants and stuff like that. But ew, bitch. But yeah, as far as like further inspiration, I find a lot of inspiration like when I'm just out on walks in nature. You know, whenever I'm on hikes, that's like literally like my happy place. That's where I just can like decompress and just like forget about the outside world beyond the forest. So yeah, just like The trees give me inspiration, like the light shining through the trees, the birds singing, the birds talking to me, just like hearing the water flow and like feeling my feet, feeling the rocks underneath my feet, and just like being a part of nature. That is really like where I allow just like the free flow of information to come in, where I allow spirit to come in. And yeah, that gets channeled into my thoughts, into my work, into how I move every day. Often when I'm like on hikes in nature, I'll have like questions that I ask myself to kind of spark inspiration, or to like get to the root of an issue that I'm dealing with at the time, or whatever it may be. But yeah, definitely like one of my favorite places to be is just like on a hike outside, just like sitting on a rock in the middle of the creek or something like that. Another place I find inspiration is, this may sound weird, but like lighting, like all of my LED lights, like color and light and like shadows and anything that kind of has to do with how you're perceiving something, or like the world around you, how like light and color can like change that, change your perspective. That's really inspiring to me. The next question is, what are you manifesting right now? So I won't give away my whole list of what I'm manifesting right now, but I'm definitely putting this one out into the universe. So I'm manifesting a new iPhone, because my last one got water damage on some dumb shit. So tell me if y'all have ever done this. So the iPhone is apparently water resistant, waterproof, right? So what I would do is, when my phone got like too dirty, like, or if I was eating something sticky and I like put my fingers on it or something like that, I would literally just like run it under water and just like rinse it off, like wipe it off. And I've done that like 2-3 times prior, but this particular time my phone didn't like it. So yeah, after that happened, no phone. And I don't have anything that was on that phone. I just kind of like released my attachment, and I was like, all right, here's my cue to start over. I'm also manifesting my divine counterpart. I've been doing like a lot of work around just like healing from relationship and stuff like that. And I personally, oh shit, no. And I'm just ready to start my life in that way. Like, I want to start my little community. You know, I want to have land. I want to have dirt bikes. I want to have dogs. I have my dog, but I want to have dogs. I want to have children. Yeah, so that is what I'm manifesting at the moment. And like I said, there is more to that, but I don't want to go into it because it is personal. So yeah, that's a little bit of my list. Let's see what else the girlies are asking about. Alright, last question is, what event or events in your life challenge your old ways of thinking and force you to adopt, learn new ones? Oh, bitch. Alright, so here's the final look. I look so cute. Let me put on a little lippy yippy and then get the fuck out of here. Okay. You know what? When my cousin passed away a little over a year ago now, I'll actually be the age that he was when he passed away. This year coming up in September. So that was a really life-changing event, but also eye-opening an event in that I knew I was coming up on, you know, this new like milestone in my journey in my adulthood, and losing my cousin at such a young age was like, what the fuck is going on? Especially given that our family's so close. And when he passed away, he lived in Arizona, but he was, you know, he's so far away, and we have family out there, and just, it was hard for everyone. Like, it was hard for everyone, period, in our family. So that was something that was like really prominent. I had to like change my way of thinking. So yeah, when that happened, literally I was like, yo. I was like, he accomplished so much in his life. Like, he got married, he had a kid, he had dogs. Like, he had plans for the future. Like, he had goals and stuff like that that he wanted to accomplish. And his journey was cut short. So it just made me think like, yo, what am I doing that I'm not getting to all of these goals that I want to accomplish as well? So it made me really be like, yo, I'm gonna do all the shit that I want to do, and I'm gonna go at it with the mindset that like there's no other option. So it really forced me to be like, it really forced me to wake up in a different kind of way. It was like another spiritual awakening of sorts. So yeah, I went on a journey, quite literally, and I quit my job, I think like a little bit before, like a few days before that happened, weirdly. And then that happened, and I was like, yo, I got all this money in savings. Like, I've always wanted to do a road trip across country. I have the car that's able to do so now. You know, I have the funds, I have the means. So I'm gonna do it. I was like, all right, let me plan this road trip out. Plan the road trip out. Left in August. He passed away in right at the start of June. So it was like 2 months later. I went on the road trip, and you know, I made it to my destination, and you know, started a new life from there. And when I came back, my whole life was completely fucking changed, and I had to adjust to that. And it was a beautiful transition, but yeah, that just like made me be like, all right, it's time to go after my dreams. Like, there's no time to waste. I'm young, you know, I have the vitality, I might as well make shit happen. Yeah, that was super life-changing for me. And you know, I'm still dealing with it every day. Grief doesn't really, I would say maybe the grieving process goes away, but the pain that you feel doesn't necessarily go away. It's just transmuted into something else, if you allow yourself to do so. So yeah, definitely still dealing with the pain of that, but I feel as if I'm a more like, I just feel more well-rounded and like open to a lot more than I used to be. And I'm a pretty fucking open person. Yeah, this was definitely like different. So rest in peace, Miles. I love you, bro. I will always fucking love you. So that concludes this video. Thank you for bearing with me. This is not the first video I've ever made, but it is the first video that I am not given up on and I'm actually going to go forth with. So thank you for watching. If you made it all the way here, thank you for tapping in, sharing this space and time with me, and just receiving my energy. Take care. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.